everybody. I've been meaning to do this video for a bit now. I'm calling this video my vaccine experience. Now, as you can see, there's been a lot of speculation about what the vaccine actually does and what it does or doesn't do. As of right now, I haven't had any major problems, but I'm going to go through what I've experienced in the period that I got the vaccine. So I would say around March 3rd or 4th, I signed up to get the vaccine. I got approved and they sent me a text to go to the fairgrounds out in Robstown, which I did. My dad took me. We got there just before 9. So we had an appointment, but there was a long line and it was very long. We were there for 3 hours. They checked me in, and once we were done waiting, and we all moved up, it was finally time for the shot. I looked away because I don't like needles. I had some major anxiety with needles. Not so much the vaccine, because the vaccine is something that was needed. Whether I want to admit it or not, I'm going to be in the medical field, studying. I'm currently studying to be a pharmacy tech. I have to get over that. Not only for that, but I got to protect myself and others. I'm still wearing a mask in public. I'm still doing even though Texas is still not everywhere is requiring masks anymore. There's a lot of people who actually do not. Stores that still require masks when you walk in, or Lyft, Uber, the buses, public transportation, anything, and that is still legally required to require a mask. And our buses here in Corpus, if you don't have a mask, there are free masks right when you enter the bus. I generally have a mask with me at all times. Usually I'll have a cloth one that I'm wearing, or I'll wear the medical ones that I bought. It really depends on the day. In the off chance that I would forget my mask, the buses do have them. Like today, by accident, I walked into Stripes without my mask. I actually left it out. I live across the street from a Stripes, and I forgot. I was literally across the street, and I was already there, and I forgot. And I told the lady, because all I was gonna go do was go get some cash from the ATM, and maybe get a Stripes drink. I was not gonna cause any trouble. I told the lady, I'm sorry, I don't have my mask on. I left it at home by accident. She wasn't mad or anything, but I did my best to, get in and out so nobody could say anything to me about it. She didn't care, obviously, but I'm sure other people would have. So that was the first thing. And second, so after my vaccine, I ended up just, my dad took me to lunch. I felt a little bit nauseous and my arm was hurting a little bit, so my dad and I went to go have lunch, and after I had lunch, I was fine as far as my stomach. I think I was just hungry, but I had not eaten that day. So after I got my vaccine, I got home, I worked a few hours, and I started to feel really, really tired. I was feeling really, really tired. That was really the only major side effect I had at that point. And then I had a little bit of redness around the arm, but the redness around the arm is a very common side effect. I've heard people get fevers, get sick, but for me, my experience wasn't terrible and it wasn't bad. And a lot of people were saying there are stories, or I don't know if it's true or not, that the reason why some people are not getting the vaccine because they got the vaccine and it affected them more is because they had COVID, or they had a version of COVID and they didn't realize it. So I didn't have, so clearly I've never had COVID, so therefore that makes sense. But the first vaccine, for a couple of days I was drained, but other than that I was fine. And then the second day I did my vaccine, the second vaccine a month later, I went, did a drive up. It was the same thing. I was only there for an hour that time. I got my needle in the arm, and essentially it was the same thing. I ended up, by the end of the day, I was exhausted and I felt tired, and that was pretty much it. I mean, I know it's kind of boring, but as far as I know, I had Moderna and I didn't have any issues, personally, and I don't think it was that bad. I think getting the vaccines were done. So I'm gonna have to go. I have to go back to class, but I thought I would give you a little update. Please get your vaccine. Please be safe out there and wear your masks.